Hey, what's going on, everybody? Spent my morning on the day after Thanksgiving testing 8 different kinds of pellets against this old washing machine panel that I had laying around. It's 18 gauge galvanized steel. It's painted. It's kind of old though, so I don't know if it's like as good as it was when it came out of the factory, but it's still 18 gauge steel regardless. And I tested the Crossman Destroyer, Gamo Red Fire, Gamo Blue Flame, the Skenco Golden Match Pellet, the Gamo Master Points, the Gamo Rockets, Gamo Armors, JSB Exact Extra Heavy Monsters, and the RWS Hypermaxes. So, starting with the Crossman Destroyers, you can see the Crossman Destroyer penetrated pretty well. Took 2 or 3 shots, but it was able to penetrate through. The Red Fire did not penetrate through at all. You kind of see that. Versus the Crossman. The Blue Flame penetrated after 2 or 3 rounds had been stacked on the same spot. This is a PBA non-lead ammunition. The Skenco Match was the star of this test. The Skenco Golden Match pellet dropped on top of the original hole 4 times in a row, and the 5th shot, I'm sure I pulled it, which is the hole all by itself, about 1/4 of an inch up. Basically, the ammunition proved to be more consistent than I was at 10 yards, and not one of these rounds failed to penetrate. So, in my opinion, this was the star of this particular test. Moving on, if there's a winner, there's got to be a loser, and these Hypermaxes were the worst grouping, like seriously the worst grouping at 10 yards. I think it's because they're so light. I'm shooting out of a Big Cat 1200 from a supported position, and these were the worst grouping. They did not have the penetration I was hoping for the speed that they claim, and for the price tag that they were, over $11 for 100 of them, totally not worth it. I would not purchase these again. The JSB Monster Exact pellets, some of the best grouping. Again, there was only 1 shot that didn't land on the initial impact, and that was probably my fault. No penetration through, but I know from personal experiences these particular pellets transfer a lot of energy. I have never had a target that I've hit run off after I've hit it with one of these. The Gamo Armors, I was disappointed in. Another expensive pellet, non-lead, PBA, and the grouping wasn't as good as I would expect for a supersonic pellet, and the penetration was not as good as I would expect for something that's claiming to be an armor-piercing pellet. The Gamo Rocket, on the other hand, the lead version of the same thing, pierced well, grouped well, way cheaper. For my money, I'd rather use the Rockets than the Armors at this point, having tested them side by side. Surprisingly, it seems like the Gamo Master Point, the final pellet that I tested, had a ton of energy behind it because it had the biggest paint swatch missing, but it again had no penetration, even though it was incredibly accurate. So for backyard plinking and shooting through cans and stuff, maybe tin cans or soda cans or what have you, the Gamo Master Points are good because they're accurate, they group well, they're cheap, they're pretty dirty pellets, but that's their only drawback, I would say. All in all, pretty good little comparison of 8 different pellets, 8 different penetrations into an 18 gauge galvanized steel plate, and yeah, thanks a lot, guys.